So good morning, I am Julie Yap. Welcome to the XRM Virtual ISV Showcase. We are having this meeting twice today. We'll have it 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Pacific time, just to make sure that the different time zones have the opportunity to have a live Q&A with the different ISVs that we are showcasing. We are recording today, so be aware of that as you ask your questions and participate. We welcome your participation, but just want to make you aware that you will be recorded when you're doing that. We'll post a link to the recording later on today at, we'll tweet it as well as put it out on our website. We're always looking for new speakers. I really encourage folks that are on the fence about whether or not they'd like to begin speaking in front of user groups, and I would love to help mentor you and help you do that. So if you're on the fence, let me know and we can work out something to help you get started. As well as if there is a topic that you're interested in and you don't want to present or you're not sure who to have present, let me know and we'll find a speaker to cover that topic. So we've got several meetings lined up that are up and coming. We've got Advanced Liquid Templates coming up with Colin from Adoxio. Jason Latimer will be discussing Azure Functions in May. We've got 2 meetings in June, one IFD deployments with Chris Cognetta, and then we'll be doing free developer tools at the end of June. If there are other things that you're looking to learn about, let me know. We've got a tentative portal session in July as well. We're just confirming that abstract and getting that ready to go. But if there's something else you'd like to learn, just let me know. We just had a couple of good conferences. Several of us went to the Extreme Conference in Lisbon, and several of us went to CRM UG Summit EMEA in Amsterdam. I heard great things about both events. I was at the Lisbon event. I will be attending and speaking at the Focus event, as will several of our friends of the user group. And I'm sure many of us will also be going to CRM UG Summit in Nashville. I don't yet have plans or know of too many plans for the big Microsoft conferences, the Inspire, Ignite, or Envision conferences. As we hear more about that, we'll be sure to pass that along to you all. And with that, I'm going to pass off to Surya. So I will say it correctly, I promise, at some point.
No problem.
Okay, and he is here sharing with us about Maplytics. So go ahead and start presenting.
Okay.
And I will go on mute as soon as I see your screen. I'd like to encourage folks to make sure that if you have questions of the speakers, by all means unmute yourself and start talking, or type it in the chat window and interact with the speakers while they're speaking. If we start being pushed for time, we'll save the questions for the end. But I'm going to go ahead and go on mute and pass the presentation over to you.
Thank you, Julie. Hello, everyone. My name is Surya Ostwal, and I'm working as a business manager at Inogic. It is my pleasure today to give you a brief introduction about the solution Maplytics. So today we are going to discuss the following. At first, we are going to discuss what is Maplytics. Then we are going to see a couple of business scenarios or the product scenario revolving around the solution. Then a quick live demo of the solution. And then we are going to address all the questions. Let's move ahead. What is a Maplytics? So Maplytics is a geo-analytical mapping solution which helps you focus on the location aspect of the data point. What does geo-analytical mean? Well, it's a fancy term. So Maplytics basically helps you plot CRM data on the map, whether it is account, lead, contact, or any other custom entity or out-of-the-box entity which you would like to visualize on the map. So we put these CRM data point as a pin on the map and see where they are located. What is the geographical spread, like how far is my customer located, which area is densely populated, the density of my customer, and then we can do a couple of more things like optimize routing, doing a heat map analysis, and all these things happen on a map screen. So Maplytics is a Microsoft certified solution, a managed solution natively built inside the Dynamics CRM environment, and we are available for CRM 2013 and above, and support all the different kind of deployments. So in a layman term, it is basically an integration of map with the Microsoft Dynamics CRM. let's move ahead and discuss some of the common business use case which revolves around the solution. So the first one is, as a part of a marketing team, I would like to build a targeted locational marketing list in a X mile radius of one particular location, and would further like to filter out the data points on the basis of field attributes from the Dynamics CRM. It can be any field attribute, either the out of the box or your custom field attributes. Now, as a service company, I have a lot of field reps or the service contractor who are on field visiting different client location. So I would like to optimize my traveling expenses by optimizing the route so that I keep a track on the mileage as well. Now this one must have been encountered by each one of us who are sitting in this meeting. Many times it happens is we are on our way to visit our customer location, and due to some last minute work, the client has decided to reschedule the meeting. What should we do now? How do we fill the time gap so that my resources are not underutilized? As a sales manager, I would like to set up the sales territories on the basis of geography so that I take into account the geographical spread or geographical reach of my different sales rep. And also I have a quarterly realigning exercise of the territories. So Maplytics made it very easy to realign and define the territories. Now, as a product company, we are planning to host a mega product launch event in the next couple of months. So we would like to find out the ideal location for our next marketing event. Okay, so I had clicked twice. So as a, let's say, regional manager, I would like to see how many leads were lost in last 6 months, and if I can figure out which was the area, which was the trigger point for these particular losses. Now we spend millions of dollars in the marketing. So we would like to see the ROI of the dollar spent. So Maplytics will also help you perform the regional sales analysis. So these are some of the common business use case, while there can be hundreds of different variations of these business cases depending on the industry we are using or at the role we are targeting. Let's move next and see some of the common features of the Maplytics. So with the last January release of the solution, we had extended our support to different languages. So Maplytics is now available in German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Turkish, and English is available as a default language for the solution. We have also listed down a couple of different key features. I will be on this slide for next couple of seconds so that you can have a quick glance over these different key features. Okay, we are going to move to a live demo of Maplytics solution and Dynamics 365 environment. So this is the default Dynamics screen, which most of you must be familiar with. Now, once we successfully configure Maplytics, you will see the different list of settings related to the Maplytics. While for the other three roles, marketing, service, and sales, you will find two buttons related to the Maplytics on the ribbon bar of each of the entity homepage. Now, entities can be account, contact, lead, or any other custom built entity or out of the box entity which we would like to visualize on the map. Let's select the account entity here. So these are the two buttons, detail map and a heat map. So detail map basically helps you plot each and every data point in the Dynamics CRM which can be associated to an address attribute, while heat map is a graphical representation of the data point. So like doing a density analysis or regional sales analysis. In case if you do not have the latitude and longitude of the CRM data point, so we have also designed a geocoding workflow which will help you find out the latitude and longitude from the address data point. So right now I have already geocoded these data points. So let's click on the detail map. So once we click on detail map, the following screen opens up. This is the default Maplytics screen inside the Dynamics CRM or 365 environment, and you can switch from standard roadmap view to aerial view of Bing map from here. The three major functionalities: plotting the data point, finding nearby places of interest like hotel, restaurant, gas pump, or routing manager. So all these three are listed in the left hand side. Today we are going to discuss a quick business use case here. So I'm going to visit a location. I have an appointment schedule at a particular location tomorrow, and I would like to see what are the nearby accounts in a 2-mile radius of that particular location, so that I can call these people and see if I can schedule 1 or 2 more appointments to make the maximum use of my day. Now, when we deal with the plotting of the data point, we deal with the plot function here. So we will select the by location, which is a default search option. And let's define a current location, which is the place of location where we are having our appointment. Okay. Now we are going to do a proximity search, that is like finding the data point in a 1 or 2 mile radius, or on the basis of time, like 10 minutes or 20 minutes of driving time. So let's do a 2-mile radius search here and select a data source. By default, these 10 entities are getting configured here, and we can further add our own custom entity as well here in this particular list. So I have added a project task, which is from the project service module, as a custom entity here. Now, in one particular entity, we can further customize what kind of data we would like to visualize on the map. So this is the list of all my system views, my personal views, my marketing list, and few Maplytics dashboard. So let's say I would like to analyze my personal view, which is all the data points in Staten Island, and then we can further color code these data points on the basis of a field attribute from the account entity. So in this case, I am choosing an industry here. So this is the list of all the field attributes which are present in account entity, and click on search. So in this particular example, we are seeing all the records which are in 2-mile radius of our current location and will be further color coded on the basis of industry. Now I see there are too many data points which are plotted on the map. I cannot call these people and schedule an appointment for tomorrow because there are too many accounts here. So I would further like to filter out my data points. Just a minute. Okay, sorry. So let's click on the view data here, which will fetch the list view of these data points. And from here, we can apply multiple data filters. So these are all the columns which are present in the account entity, and this can be further customized, like which columns we would like to see here. So let's say I would like to see only my premium customer having annual revenue greater than 700,000. And we can apply multiple filters from here, like on the territory or any other columns we can choose. And then I would like to only see the data points belonging to banking industry. So I can deselect all the other data points. Now I see, okay, there are only 6 or 7 options available with me. So these are all my high premium banks having annual revenue greater than $700,000 and present in a 2-mile radius of this particular location. Now I would like to call up these people and see whether they are available and schedule an appointment if it is possible. So I just click on any particular data point and Maplytics will fetch all the information from Dynamics CRM, like industry, territory, and any other field attribute which you would like to add it here. So our sales rep has to just pick up the phone, dial this number, and schedule an appointment. Now when they schedule an appointment, they can take some quick action right from this map screen. Like I can create an appointment with this particular guy directly from the map screen. So this will open up the appointment activity form with all the information pre-filled. We have to just fill up the subject, and in case if we would like to change the date and time from here. Let me close this. Now let's say I have scheduled a couple of appointments here, and I'm going to visit this particular location tomorrow. So I would like to build a route for these data points. So I add these data points into my route. We can also add it from this direction card. And let's add one more. Okay. Now once I click on go icon, so this will build the route in the manner in which we have selected these data points. Like this was my origin, destination, and we have added these 2 data points in between. Now currently if I see there's a 25 minutes of driving time and 5 miles of distance. Now I would like to optimize this route so that I can cover all these data points in minimum amount of time. Click on optimize direction, and I can choose an option between time and distance, and let's click on go icon. So this will try all the combination which is possible here, and it will give you the best possible route to cover these appointments in minimum amount of time. It's taking a bit more than the usual time. Usually this should have been done by now. Oh my god. Let me just try this thing one more time. Okay, we got it. So if you notice that from 25 minutes, the time has been reduced to 17, while in terms of distance as well, we are able to save a couple of miles. So this will also help us in keeping a track on the mileage part as well. Now we can also email this route if I would like to get a voice over direction from my mobile phone. So I can email this route, and this will generate all the short link for this particular route. Or I can also save this route back into Dynamics CRM as a custom activity, which I can further visit tomorrow. Now, like time is not allowing me much to do or cover other couple of functionalities. I will switch back to the presentation and show you the screenshot of heat map and another functionality, Analytical Dashboard. So this one is a heat map. So right now here we are analyzing all my active accounts, the annual revenue of all my active accounts on the basis of state. So in a glance, I get to see, okay, Washington is the state which is giving me highest annual revenue, then Texas, New York, California. And in case if I would like my sales teams to focus on any particular state or areas, I would like them to focus in the greener sites so that they can build up more revenue in this area. Now, so here you can analyze the any numeric field or the density of customer in particular region type. Now, another aspect is like from the management perspective, if I would like to see in a glance what's happening with my team or analyze the Dynamics CRM data in a real time, I can use the Analytical Dashboard. So in this particular dashboard, we are seeing the lead analysis here. So how many leads we have created in this month, and they are further categorized on the basis of their source, like which was the source contributing much. Then I have a heat map here which is showing the open leads, like which is the state I would like my sales teams to focus. Okay, there are too many open leads in California, I can make a couple of more people to join that territory. Then in the third dashboard, I am visualizing my sales pipeline, which leads are on the closer side, and the fourth one is the open invoice. So we ship couple of pre-built dashboard, but user can create their own dashboard, or you can customize any of the existing one.
So I apologize for the interruption, but in the interest of letting everyone have their chance to cover their stuff, I'm going to go ahead and pass on to Jerry. Okay. I invite everyone to stick around for continued questions and whatnot, that as we move forward, then we'll have more questions. We'll have, if there's something specific you want to see demoed at the end of the meeting, or you want to do some follow-up, that's just fine. So Jerry, whenever you're ready, you can just take over as presenter.
I should be presenting now. Screen should be loading.
Yep, it's loading, and I can hear you just fine. So, yep, there it goes. Perfect. I'll be on mute, and I will interrupt you in 15 minutes.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about Event-to-CRM. It's our event management solution for Dynamics 365 and the earlier versions of CRM. We set this up as to be as simple as possible, as straightforward. We didn't want to have any science projects with our clients on this, and it's designed to be marketing person friendly. We like to sum up our product pretty simply. If you like CRM, if you like Eventbrite, you are going to love our Event-to-CRM solution. So we've built this package that extends the capabilities of the Eventbrite.com and the CRM platforms to allow event managers to, let me fix that here, allow event managers to manage their events, do some things that you couldn't normally do in CRM by itself or in Eventbrite, and put it together to allow you to plan, promote, and track your events. So why did we partner with Eventbrite? Well, they're number 2 in the marketplace next to Ticketmaster. They have the largest online event registration management solution available. They've got a freemium model. It's free for free events. And if you charge a fee, if you sell tickets for your events, then they take a processing fee. But they also handle all the back-end processing with their credit card or merchant provider, or with any of some of the other solutions that they do offer for payment processing. Eventbrite's a kind of privately owned company, so there's not a lot of public information about them out there, but here's some tidbits. It's a worldwide solution, 179 countries, multiple language, huge amount of ticket sales. They have just ramped up considerably in the last 2 years. And a little factoid, they had 40,000 separate music festivals that were sponsored and registered for registration on the Eventbrite platform previously in 2012. I'm going to cover 4 components here in the slides before we go to the live presentation. So event types. You can use, there it goes. As soon as my screen shows up there, and it did, so you can schedule and use it for just about any event type that you need or want to have, whether they're live or in-person events. We pulled in 7 custom entities into your CRM environment through a managed solution. We don't mess with your sitemap, so they all come in as part of settings, and then we go through the process with you to put them in the sitemap in the appropriate placing, either in marketing or sales, or leave some in settings that are configuration entities. And I said at the beginning, this is a very lightweight application. There is no code on the server. There is like one workflow and just a little bit of JavaScript that comes with the managed solution. But this is a cloud-based solution that lives out in the cloud between your CRM environment and Eventbrite. And that's where all our intellectual property is. So it makes it very easy for us to manage the solution, upgrade the functionality, fix bugs, and make it very compatible with a wide range of the CRM platforms. In fact, although we offer managed solution versions for 2013 to 2016 and Dynamics 365 online or on-premise, the reality of it is they're really just about the same. So it takes about 20 minutes to get set up and configured. You import our managed solution. You go to our portal, enter your CRM and Eventbrite credentials, update your sitemap, and you're off and running. There's no other manual work required. Very often we do this just with a marketing person and or a person that has CRM administrator rights to import the solution and adjust the sitemap. Doesn't involve technology work at all. Pricing model is pretty simple. There's only just a couple numbers to remember. One-time setup fee, $795, $1,400.95 for the annual subscription. That includes our connector license, all upgrades, bug fixes, and support that you need during the course of the year. Eventbrite doesn't charge for free events, and of course neither do we. If you do a paid event, there is a ticket processing fee on top of the standard merchant processing fees for the credit card purchase of the paid ticket. So let me just pause for a moment. I'm going to stop the PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to flip to the live presentation. And let me see if there's any questions in the chat panel. There is none. Okay, so we're going to move this down here a little bit. There it goes. Okay, so we're going to flip through some tabs since we're short on time. So I go into Eventbrite. I create my event here. I'm at the event creation page. I create it and I publish it. When I publish it, here's what it looks like. It's out there for the public view. Here's the URL. I can purchase some tickets. I've got 2 tickets set up here in the system. I can either register for the free webinar ticket, or if I'm a competitor there that is shopping my solution here, I can buy a ticket and they are $1,000 if you're a competitor. So I've got my information here, uses the standard Eventbrite format, and once the event manager does that, then they can go back to CRM. Okay, so we're inside of the CRM system in a Dynamics 365 online environment, and I'm in the Event to CRM portal, and I'm looking at my events that are in Eventbrite only that have not been synced or pushed to the CRM environment. So this is kind of handy. So if you want to do an event that lives in Eventbrite only and you don't want to pull in registration information into CRM for whatever reason, you can control what events you pull into CRM. Also, if you've already been using Eventbrite for several years and you want to pull in legacy event information, this also supports that. I can come over here and take a peek at the second view, and I can see which events are published to my CRM system. So if I use these little colored radio buttons here, I can filter out all my draft completed and canceled events, and I can look at my one live event, which I just showed you at the Eventbrite site, and I can see when it was last synced, and then I could tell it to sync now if I wanted to, or if I needed to stop the syncing process for some reason, I could do that also. In terms of the configuration of the product in the portal, here's some key things here. We can set the time and date format. We can indicate which event types are displayed by default, but most importantly here we can set our matching. So as people register for events in the Eventbrite portal, we pull that registration information in and we can match them to either contacts or leads in your CRM system, and we do that by the email address used in the registration form. We can also search inactive contacts, and most importantly, if we can't find a matching contact or lead, we can create a lead or contact record for you from that new attendee. We also have an advanced matching capability that you can use for special fields. For example, the Seattle Seahawks use this product, and when people register at their Eventbrite site, they provide their season ticket holder number, and as a result of that, we specifically match the registration to the contact record or to the contact record using the season ticket holder number rather than the email address. So if I switch to CRM here, I'm looking at my active events as soon as that appears on your screen. There it is. I've got 14 events in various states. I've got my most recent event here at the top, all about Event to CRM, event management for Dynamics 365. It tells me the event status is live. The capacity is 100. I've sold 4 tickets, and we'll go into this not viable and ticket remaining information. And it also would show me my ticket revenue here and if it's associated to a campaign. So let's drill down to the actual event. So I can look at the event header record for this. I can see all my information that got pulled in from Eventbrite, my start and end dates for the event. It's today at 11 until 12 o'clock Central Time. I've got my link back to my Eventbrite system here. I got my venue information. This is an online event. If it was an in-person event, I could track information about whether the booking was complete, attendee passcodes, online meeting URL, and any audio information I could store here in my system. This is some nice stuff here that we've added for the event manager. In this case, Harry Potter is our user that is managing this event, and we're going to notify Harry when there are only 10 tickets left. When we've sold 75 tickets, he's going to get a notification that the event has met the threshold that he set for a viable event. You can see we have not sold 75 tickets yet, so that it is not viable. The threshold email has not been sent, and neither has a sold out email sent. We've sold 4 tickets. There's 196 left, and total sales revenue is 0 because none of the competitors have purchased the $1,000 tickets yet. So I can look at my ticket information here. Webinar attendee is the ticket that we pulled in. Tickets available, 100, 4 sold, and so on. Price, and this is when I created the ticket. We support all 3 different ticket types in the Eventbrite system. That's where a person can register and get one ticket for themselves. A person could register and order multiple tickets and provide just their information, or a person can order multiple tickets where it provides an opportunity for each of the additional people that are attending the event to provide their information. So if an admin is registering for 3 or 4 people from their office, they can either select and just say I want 4 tickets, or I want 4 tickets and here's the names and information on people that are going to be attending. So we can see Robert Silverine and Billy Bob have ordered tickets. Billy Bob ordered 1 ticket for himself. Robert ordered 3 tickets for a group of people. We can slide down here a little bit further, and then we see the breakout of the actual registration information. So we're capturing the orders and the related registrations for the event. And then we can see the actual event here within our CRM system. So the event manager has it real handy at this point in time. So let's drill down a little bit further and start showing you how it's useful for people besides the event manager. So I'm looking at Billy Bob's record. I'm the owner of that record. That's me over here. And I can see that Billy Bob over here in my event activity grid view, I can see that Billy Bob has registered for this upcoming event and he has not checked in. So I can easily see which of my customers have registered for the event, whether they have just registered, attended, It also updated and lets you know if they canceled or if they did not attend the event. So I can do some pre and post event marketing using this processes, using this information. So this is a view that's kind of popular for the event manager. It can see all the active event registrants, and I could also create an advanced find view that says, show me all the people that are registered for events where I'm the owner of the contact record, where I own the relationship. Another handy view for both event managers and event other people, other CRM users. So this is really helpful, takes a load off the event manager, where CRM users are not pinging the event manager. Did Billy register for the event? Did Billy attend the event? What have you sent any emails to Billy about the event? Things of this nature. It'll all be tracked back to the contact record. So the other feature that we've got is the ability to manage venues and store information about the venues that are being used for events. So this is a custom entity, and we can track information about whether it is wheelchair accessible, the address, any activities or communication with the event venue manager, and we can also put in other information about the number of times we use that event and our experience with that event venue. Lastly, we can come in here and create a marketing list that we can use for pre or post event mailings. So if you want to start mailing to the people that have signed up for the event and start suggesting to them that here's some reading materials that they ought to look at in advance, or if there's a last minute announcement due to perhaps a weather event that you need to cancel or postpone the event, we can do that simply by setting up our advanced find view to add people to this list. And I'm looking at contacts, and I want to look at active contacts, of course, and the related entity is event registrants who are signed up for this event and that have not checked in. I'm going to use my query, and it brings back Billy, Bob, and Robert Silverine, and now I can do a mailer to both these individuals or to the total group. I can update this query after the event, and I can change this query so that it is not using not checked in, but we could do checked in, or we could also do people that didn't show, people that registered didn't show, and give them another follow-up and say, hey, sorry you didn't make it to the event that you tried to get there but didn't show up, and we're going to be having another event here in the near future, and here's the information for it. So now I can use that query here, and then I can go off and running. Let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation.
So, Jerry, I need to cut you off and push ahead to Daniel. There are a couple of questions in the chat window for you, and I invite everyone to continue to engage with the speakers. Daniel, if you want to go ahead and start sharing your screen. Daniel, are you sharing just yet? I don't see anything.
Yeah. It's loading.
Okay.
Oh. One more click to go.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so I see your PowerPoint and I hear you speaking, so I'm going to go on mute and I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Daniel. I'm with Kingsoft. My role in Kingsoft is the principal developer here, and I'm architecture and also software developer in the business. And we are a fast-growing data provider for data integration solutions for Microsoft Dynamics 365 and many other enterprise applications. We try to offer a solution that is cost-effective and easy to use. That's our philosophy, and we want to try to address some most significant challenges associated with your data integration projects. Let's just walk through some of the challenges you may face today. you probably have a legacy system that you need to migrate or upgrade to a newer Dynamics 365 system. That migration is a very enduring process, and it can be very challenging to get it done properly. So the second challenge is, while you do the migration or integration, you want to make sure that your data in the new system maintains certain your expected data integrity, and you also want to maintain your quality standard for what kind of data should live in your live system. And for every business, as your business grows, and you also have facing the challenges, you always have a rapidly evolving data landscape. So you have more systems to be added constantly to your application, that parallel diagram, and the new system has to be integrated with the current system or maybe even legacy system. And also you're always facing the constant growing data size, and that's something you want to work with the data in an efficient way, so you can manipulate and manage those data in a specific time window. And as your application grows, and you also face the challenge that you keep adding new metadata, those new metadata would introduce new integration points, because basically you need to work with those new metadata in an efficient way. So those are some of the data integration perspective, but also, when we look at the data integration, it's not just about data. And sometimes when you do your data integration, you could possibly look at it. You could build business process automation, like how you can automate your application from one system to another system. Because it's a very common case that you have ERP system, you have a CRM system. They need to share a certain data, but you don't want to recreate data in between the two systems. Like, for instance, you have account record in CRM, and then you have also account in GP or X or Lab. So in that case, you want to have certain way to automate this, the replication of the data, but also drive the business process to go to facilitate your business operation. So that's kind of where that actually data integration can play a role in to help this kind of transition, or to help this kind of business process automation. And also, when you work with data integration, you face the challenge to work with constantly evolving APIs. Once in a while you get a new SDK from CRM SDK team. While you appreciate the capability or the new functionality in the SDK, but the challenge is you have to make sure your integration work with the new SDK, and to that kind of create particular challenge for the case that if you write custom code for integration. And troubleshooting for data integration can be very challenging, because you deal with a lot of data, and when you get to the nitty-gritty details, it can be very challenging to find out exactly the cause of the issue, that's kind of you want to make sure that you just write tool and that give you the right troubleshooting approach. And when it comes to the case that if you write a custom code for integration, the maintenance can be a significant aspect of your integration project, and it can be very costly to fix anything that you need to fix. And as we also know, that there's a big shift from on-premise to on-cloud, and when you move to cloud, you need to take some aspect into consideration. The first thing is you have limited or very expensive storage when you use the cloud, particularly for Dynamics 365 CRM in the picture. So you want to have a strategy to how you utilize the storage efficiently, and maybe in some cases you have to outsource your storage to different storage systems such as OneDrive or SharePoint. And the performance is another aspect for online integration. So online integration can be slow because of the network condition. It's not perfect. So how do you does your tool have a capability to improve your performance, to tune the performance efficiently? And then also troubleshooting is another aspect. So when it comes to the cloud situation, you don't have a control of your CRM server. You technically you are on the you need to work with the CRM online team, support team to get any ticket being solved. So that can be a lot of challenging aspect. So if you don't have a tool that has gives you the right information, then you could have the challenge here. So today we want to just to introduce you to the solution that we have here in Kingsville. So we have offered a solution for for more than like almost 5 years now, and it has been used by many enterprise clients. And our solution is based on Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services. Basically, Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services is a Microsoft approach for enterprise data integration. So it allows you to implement and design sophisticated and high-performance ETL solution to facilitate the integration between CRM and virtually anything else. And also, it gives you the best possible performance and offer you very rich features, and to make sure that you can get the integration done properly. Let's have a close look of the solution. The solution we offer comes with 4 main components. There's a connection manager. That's the one you use to facilitate the connection to the CRM server. We support all different deployment type, including online, on-premise, and also IFD. And we utilize the full capability of the SS platform to facilitate integration, and we also handle all the integrated details to work with the CRM interface, so you don't have to worry about those details. And the biggest advantage is you use our solution. You could possibly talk to virtually any other data sources or application systems. Let's have a look of how it works. So we have connection manager, as we just mentioned. We support all different CRM deployment type, and also we have a source component that can help you read data from CRM system. Basically, you use the source component to extract data from CRM server, and to be served as the source of your integration. And also we have a CRM destination component. That's the one that you use to write data into CRM server using the web service and APIs or SDKs. We offer many features in the destination component to facilitate different integration scenario. And also we have another component. It's called option set mapping component, basically, which helps you to manage the translation of CRM option set of values, and also provide you capability to create a new option set of value if we don't find a match. I'm going to do a quick demo, just show you some rough idea of how this looks like. So this is a Visual Studio environment. Basically, we use Visual Studio because SS is a part of Microsoft BI offering. So you can create an SS project. Let's say AlexaCRM. Okay, just create a demo. And as soon as you create a demo, it's actually creating SS package for you, because that's the main thing you want to deploy when you actually run the data integration. So it comes with a control flow and also comes with a data flow. So I would quickly create a data flow, and then I come here to create a connection manager. Let's see, we have the Dynamics CRM, and we can choose the service endpoint. Let me choose the Canada here. That's my just a second. For the interest of time, I'm going to just do a little bit of cheat. So I'm going to copy from my other instance. So save a little bit of time. So this is my connection manager here. So I have a CRM online instance, and I can click the test connection. It should give me the message to say it should be connected. And we have some specific features in this connection manager. Particularly in this case, we have some advanced settings, so you can change the CRM so URL, and also we have an option called retry engineering errors. That's the connection manager. Once we have established the connection manager, then we can start to design the data flow. So design data flow means you design how data flows from your source system to the CRM to the target system. I'm going to just quickly show you the capability. We have support for 4 different source type. You have entity and HTML, entity change, and other logs. We can support you read the CRM entities and also read using the entity changes. If I change the entities, I can choose what entity I'm going to use. And coming to the second page, I can choose which field I want to use to read from. Okay. Just quickly show you a couple of things. Okay, that's my source component. I can switch to HTML, which would generate a HTML query for me, and then I can start to design my data destination. So I can push. So by connecting my source to my destination system, I'm basically indicating I'm pushing the data from source to the target system. So in the target system, I'm choosing the same connection managers to save the time, but you can. It's typically you would choose a different connection manager. So so in the case that you push the data, you can choose to create, update, delete, and also we support upsert, merge, convert, and execute workflow. So in the case that you do upsert, we can choose different strategies to do upsert. You can do based on primary key or based on manually specified field. So let's say I'm not sure. We can do upsert based on the counter number. Okay, that's basically I'm using as a business key. So I want to show you one of the features that we have is we have a text lookup feature. In the case that you have the user name but you don't have user ID, particularly for migration cases, you always have different ID for certain users. So you can choose to do text lookup in the case that you can. We have many options to let you choose how do you want to do the lookup. So I'm passing in the owner name instead of ID to the target system to do the integration. That's basically let's go back and move back to the slide. That's basically a quick demo of this tool. And we have many features that I didn't go to the details. But you're welcome to check out on our webpage and discuss with us if you have any specific need. Let me just try to cover what kind of usage scenario you can use for our solution. You can use for integration and also automating some kind of integration task or maybe even business process tasks. And you can pull data for analytics purpose, and also you can replicate data for archive purpose if that's what you need. And why you want to choose SS Integration Toolkit? So basically, we offer a codeless integration approach. So basically, you don't need to be a developer to use our software. You can say it's all drag and drop. You don't have to write a single line of code to make integration happen. We believe we offer the most flexible integration solution on the market for Dynamics 365 specifically. Our solution is intuitive enough for you to get started and easy enough to use. And our solution is very cost effective and offers you the best development productivity, so which gives you the best possible user experience to get the integration done. Overall to save your development time and project cost. And we also offer many specific design features to help you achieve best performance possible. This is just a pair diagram of how the integration looks like in our product family. We work with many different applications.
I have to apologize and interrupt you. It's time to pass off over to George. So I welcome all attendees to continue to ask questions in the chat window. And George, if you'd like to start sharing your screen and give us a quick sound check.
Yeah, just check and share my desktop.
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
I'm just picking them.
Perfect.
Okay.
So perfect. We can see you, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So we don't have too much time, so I'll be very, very quick. What we're doing here is we're talking about
15 minutes, George. We'll go over it.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time, as previous guys demonstrated. So we're going to talk about Dynamics 365 portals in WordPress. Why we are talking about the built-in portals in WordPress while we have Microsoft portals available for Dynamics 365? Well, to start with, we have WordPress that is responsible for about 25% of the internet. There are definitely hundreds of different hosting options. You can actually host in Azure with 2 clicks required to provision the site. There's about 40,000 plugins, so that's where the power is coming from, and probably some of you already have the website running in WordPress. So, and we received a multiple requests saying, well, I already have a website running in WordPress, and I just would like to connect it to Dynamics CRM. So that's where we started creating some time ago, the plugin. So we ended up with WordPress managing what it does best: product catalogs, even event management, forums, ideas, support portals, and so on. As I said, 40,000 add-ons, whilst Dynamics CRM and Dynamics 365 does what it does best: tracking leads, managing opportunities, and so on and so forth. So we're bridging WordPress existing site to your Dynamics CRM. The installation is extremely easy. You just go ahead, add the search for Dynamics CRM, click on plugin to install, point to CRM, and you're done. So without actually further ado, let me just show you how it's done. For example, here when you search, I searched to reduce the number of the results for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So I went in WordPress, added the plugin, and here we have Dynamics CRM integration. It's already installed and configured. So we have a connection to configure. So once we configure this connection, we just point to our CRM, configure username and password, and basically we're done. So what does it allow us to do is, let me switch to the site itself. So here's the site. It's a company which sells tech knives. So what does it allow us to do is basically allow us to run things like surface a form, a dynamic CRM form inside the WordPress. So we have the name, company name, email. So how we done it, I can show you with the source how it's done. This is the only code required. So we have a concept of the shortcodes, very popular concept in WordPress. So when you say dynamic CRM form, you say entity lead, the name of the form, and then you say I want to create records, and that's pretty much it. The rest is kind of fine-tuning around the edges, like captcha equal true. So we want captcha. We want to make email address field. For example, this field, we want to make it required. We want to set the subject to XRM virtual, and so forth. So we basically, let me just fill it in with my information. And as a result, can't even type. So, my favorites, all square with the vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So finally, I'm not a robot, so we just submitting that. It goes straight to Dynamics CRM, so we're saying, well, it's successful. Let's see if we got that lead. And here we go. So the lead ended up inside Dynamics CRM, so we can open it up and see what happened. all the details submitted, including email address and so forth. So it is created just right now. So what else can we do? So apart from surfacing any form for any entity, we can display, for example, a list of products. So we can go ahead, and this is the list of products going straight from the product catalog. The source is very, very short. So we're saying we're surfacing the view for the entity product, and the name of the view is the web product list. So that's sufficient for us to surface. You're saying, well, I'm probably cheating here, and I'm indeed cheating a bit, because what we have is a small PHP template which does the layout. So inside of PHP template, we map it by name. So we're looking for the view web product list, and then once we detect web product list.php file, we use it to render it, and the rendering is very simple. So even without knowing PHP, you can read that we go through all the entities and we just put together a small layout where we say we display the product name, and we display the unit of measurement, we display the amount, and so on and so forth, and we display the product image using a special shortcode that we have to display product images, entity images. So, so in this instance, we have the product catalog. You can display product catalog. You can link it to your purchasing system if you want to. But the interesting stuff begins to happen when you actually start connecting your contacts with your WordPress logins. So we allow people to log in, and once you log in, we know the contact that is represented in Dynamics CRM, and now you can do a variety of things. For example, you can go and say, show me my invoices. So it shows you the invoices, and the shortcut to display that is very, very simple. So we're saying we want to view invoices for the customer, entity invoice, and the only thing that we do here is we say contact equal current user ID. So we filter in the view on the current invoices, and then inside the invoices we can say, show me a specific invoice. As you can see, it's got nice layout, it's got bill and shipping information, total for the invoice, links to the products, and so forth. How we do this layout, we use what's called Twig, which is, I can see some of the guys from the Adoxa team, so you guys know what, obviously you know what Liquid is. So this Twig is PHP equivalent of Liquid language. It's very, very similar. They have a common root. They originated in the same language. Just Twig is PHP equivalent. So you can write things like, for example, due date for the invoice, so current record dot due date, current record dot total amount, and so forth. And you can create a very, very flexible layout using templating. So using Twig templates, as you can see right on the screen, you can represent things like that. We also support things like, for example, case management out of the box. So you can create new cases, you can have existing cases, you can add notes to the existing cases, and it's done very, very easy with very small shortcodes. So we have a form for the case. For example, here we've got the form for the case here, and we've got case notes with the specific view for the entity annotation. And we only filter it on the current record ID, which is the case in this instance. So that gives you pretty much out of the box the case management. You can add anything you want. So just 10 minutes before this presentation, basically I dropped in the forum support, and suddenly you've got forum plugin and you've got forum support for your users, and so on and so forth. So let me just, we don't have time to show all the features, so just quickly walk through the features that we support. So we support forms through the shortcode for the forms. So we support multi-column layout, we support validation. The forms are responsive, so we use Bootstrap. We have variety of options, and it's designed for capturing data. Could be anonymous data like contact us, support, public requests, so forth. Once user is authenticated, you can use form to capture data for that particular user. For example, for case management and so forth. Another shortcut is Dynamics CRM Views, so we support column layouts, we support auto-linking lookups to specific record pages, different parameters. You can pass parameters to the view, and you can override layout and formatting through the PHP templates or through the Twig templates. We also support data binding, as you saw on the template page, when the page is linked to a specific record, and it's designed to display individual records in a very flexible format. You can use Twig templates, or you can use just HTML with the shortcut called Dynamics CRM field. We have full image support, so we support entity images, we support images stored in annotations, images stored in custom entities, resizing, caching of images, and we support both inline and images through URLs. So Twig, as I said, I mentioned earlier, Twig templates allow you very, very flexible formatting. This is a short snippet of the Twig code that formats a product list and say if product is known, then format a URL, product name, and the format URL to the product as the first part, and the second part just put the product description if product is right in. So that's how you, for example, use Twig template to do some conditional formatting. As far as authentication is concerned, we support multiple flexible options. So you've got 3 options effectively. So if you just start in with the deployment, you build in a new site, you can use CRM to manage your authentication for your contacts. And mind you, we support not only contacts, you can link to any entity, you can link to accounts, you can link to custom entity. So you use CRM, and CRM covers, we install a tiny solution which contains literally 2 entities with not a lot of information in them. It links basically your contacts or any custom entity to your WordPress users, but CRM controls authentication. If you already have a WordPress installation, then you can continue to use WordPress authentication, but what we do, we connect that to CRM users. So what, in the end, what happens is when you go to the users of the system, for example, you will see the list of the users, and you will see some of them will be WordPress only, like administrator, or some users will be CRM only, so they will be linked to a specific entity inside CRM, which you can click on it and just go straight into CRM. Well, it prompts me to authenticate, but the link will be to a specific entity in CRM. Or it could be a WordPress only, so CRM will have its own say in authentication, whether to allow contact in or not, but authentication will be handled by the WordPress. And the third option, you can actually use OAuth for intranet scenarios. We do have, when people say that it's not going to perform, we have, for example, one of the our showcase sites is the property management site, suithub.co.uk in England. They manage about 40,000, between 35 and 40,000 properties. They store the images, the layout, everything in CRM, and we just work with them to make sure that the site is cached. It's performed really, really well. So
your 15
yep.
The Famer up.
Okay, I just put the last site. So the last slide, basically, if you go to WordPress.org plugins integration dynamics, that's open source plugin, and you can basically install it from there.
So
or you can,
if anyone has any questions for our ISVs, take yourself off mute, throw them in the chat window. We've got these experts here available to us for a few minutes. If you had any questions on their solutions or in general, now is a good time for that. And if not, I will thank you all for your time, and to our presenters, thank you very much, and I'll see you in 11 hours for our next presentation. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.